honorable judges, respectful opposition, and everyone present. Minus I'm today able to first speaker in the affirmative to support this argument called Does people have the right to be just forgotten online? So imagine you don't want to be abused for a kind of picture that they said or kind of words they said on your social media like Facebook and YouTube. You need it to be deleted immediately. Don't want everyone to look at your messages. And knowing you are a thief or manager or anything you don't want them to see or hear or just understand. You need them to be private. How can you do it? So since then, let me tell you that occasional problems turn into a way that's more better. First of all, let's move on to the definition before I get to my arguments. The definition here is the people. People, here, the word is the most important. Generations and mostly the way for emotion, they have gratitude, they have brains, they have understandings about certain things. That's why they can very important. So you need to respect them gratefully instead of just respecting like a dog or cat. Third of all, and the second thing is the rights. The right here is like the fair responsibility for the government. For example, you are the ones greatest at school and you need to need less education at school. And the others, they are more or less. They don't have too much education. They are more bothered than you. They need all the education more books instead of getting more and getting less book than you. This is the fairness, the rightness. Also, there are another case, for right, it's more like just the government really fair. That's all. And the third definition here is called forgotten online. This is not typically calling that it's you have to be forgotten online, that you're visible man, but this is saying just forgotten the messages. The messages and things that you don't want them to see. Just delete them out and you don't really need them all the community to see your writing. See your messages, your ugly pictures of it. You want to leave immediately instead being seen. Now, on to my framing. As this occasional problem steps in, our team occasionally believes because it leads to some kind of problem to the community. Now, let's move to our third result. Just imagine this. For example, you were in the school and then somebody writes something to every team to your meeting. In your meeting, you were so angry someone just posted about you. And also, you want to write and to write something very bad down onto the meeting. Now you just want to delete that and say to themselves to delete that instead of writing some kind of occasional letters. Then, if the meeting they didn't have the way and didn't have things that they can believe, then how can they be sure that they will get good relationships or better amounts something? And now we have come to solve the problem. So before that, our team, our burden here is we're gonna prove you that people need privacy and that we need responsibility for each of the people we have today, and that's the government. Now, let's move on to who will be affected. The person who will be the most affected is the people and generation itself, and not too much of the government. And they will still change it anyway due to the angriness and the possibility of mostly different people just trying to say stop, stop, stop. It's annoying, right? So yeah, let's move on to my optional arguments. But let me show you something and you didn't respect. The affirmative opposition team might say that, okay, well, they might have a different job, they cannot always buzz, but here, the government needs something else to help people boost their economy, boost technology, and most here, be better at occasional help instead of depleting. But we need here as a good government in the good world is being not to war, beneficial to the earth, and mostly being kind, general to us. I don't want anything bad to be seen on social media and also our messages. Everything. So now it's on to our arguments. So here, my first argument is called that people need privacy. In the privacy decade, you don't, for example, there are hackers, they can live and see, for example, if you have them. And social media, you can write your date of birth into it. Hello, my name is Amy, my name is true name, for example, or write your date of birth, to write everything about you on the blog. Suddenly, you just realize, I must not send this. You accidentally sent. then how can you delete that? And the possibility, the government must understand the problem. And if they can, if they're just reporting that, we're gonna be safe and occasional for them. We don't have any possibility of problems. We don't need, when we don't all of a sudden won't have to be hackers, and these hackers cannot catch us. And if we just accidentally send, how can we delete it? How can we stop ourselves? How can we say to people, no, I didn't send this? Or maybe you were actually listening on your Facebook. Then it would be a disaster knowing people would catch you in the first place, and then they would drag you some kind of country if you were in some kind of place. They didn't do something that makes you kind of like unbelievable. People will never see you again. That's the most bad opinion you can ever see. The next argument is called responsibility of the government. The government, they lead for a good economy, good way to learn, and mostly better infrastructure. But here, if they didn't really look at the world, and mostly here, the economy must look at their people anyway. They have to test how priorities again. They have to try. And the government would do it anyway, because people would do boasting. People would make wars to the government. And they would do it. Since they don't believe that we should have wars, they believe we should be calm. And mostly, they just really want us to be happy. Living in a government where everything was good and mostly be more beneficial. So in the end of the conclusion, imagine yourself and you want to send you a picture, you need to delete in any way. That's the way. And that's the way that people really need to forget online. It's just not. We are not talking about whether we get superior from online. We're saying that we don't want any text or anything about us or any pictures about ourselves that we accidentally said or someone said about us. They have the possibility and they have the way to delete that. And if they can't, it will lead to bigger and more stronger and make us more impactful to the humans and the surroundings. Thank you for listening to my speech today. And my name is Emmy. Thank you for listening and all the more. I'm Judge Matea.